Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming, and make it loud, please, welcoming to the stage the president of the Travis Manion Foundation, Ryan Manion Borek.
Thank you, JR, for that wonderful introduction. And, you know, I knew when we asked you to MC this year that we were going to have a little bit of a different feeling in the room. And I'm so happy that we did, and I'm so happy that you accepted. On behalf of the entire Travis Manion Foundation, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us here this evening. I would be remiss if I didn't start by acknowledging the team at the Travis Manion Foundation. This group of individuals works tirelessly, day in and day out, for the mission. Every day, I am in awe of their passion and drive towards a common goal. Can I ask all of the TMF staff to stand now and be recognized? I may not say it enough, guys, but I want each and every one of you to know how much I value all that you do. I also want to thank tonight our incredible board of directors, most of which are here with us tonight. Your belief and support in TMF has fueled our growth, and for that I am forever grateful. Tonight, we welcome several families of the fallen who are honoring their loved ones by carrying on their legacy through service. I would like to ask each guest to stand when your name is called, and also request that the audience hold their applause until each of the families have been recognized. Amber Baum, wife of Army Sergeant Ryan Baum. Doreen and Pat Capillari, parents of Navy Lieutenant Valerie Capillari Delaney. Bonnie Carroll, wife of Army National Guard Brigadier General Tom Carroll. Shannon Shepard, girlfriend of Navy SEAL Special Warfare Operator Petty Officer First Class Glenn Doherty. Tracy Garbers, wife of Navy SEAL Chief Warrant Officer Gary Garbers. Jane Horton, wife of Army Specialist Christopher Horton. Heather Kelly, wife of Marine Corps First Lieutenant Robert Kelly. Amy Looney, wife of Navy SEAL Lieutenant Brendan Looney. John and Gail Moscow, parents of Navy Lieutenant Christopher Moscow. Andrea, Kara, and Megan Phipps, wife and daughters of Navy Lieutenant Commander Michael Phipps. Mary McFarland and Amanda Charney, mother and fiance of Army Staff Sergeant Mark Small. The fallen heroes of these men and women made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedom and way of life. Their character, leadership, and selfless service motivate us to share their legacy with the next generation. Tonight, we gather to honor and salute their actions. When I began thinking about tonight, I couldn't help but reflect back over the years to see how far that we've come. This foundation began as a labor of love from a woman who had just lost her only son in Iraq. My mom, Janet Manion, was and still continues to be the visionary behind everything we do. When TMF began in 2007, my dad and I felt like it was a great way for my mom to help channel her grief into giving back to others. We stood on the sidelines while she started making moves. By 2010, TMF was a recognized and vital organization in the veteran service world. With a small staff of 4 people, Janet Manion was quickly making a name for herself as a woman who was making a tremendous impact for the military community. Around this time, she decided that it was time to hire an executive director. And I remember quickly sprucing up my resume and submitting it for consideration. And for those who knew my mom, trust me, she grilled me pretty hard before she ultimately offered me the position. I knew at the time that her passion had also become mine. But if not for her, we would never be where we are today. My mom and I worked side by side until she passed from cancer. But every day she speaks to me. I'll never forget the first 9/11 Heroes Run we had in Doylestown in 2007. We had close to 500 people show up to run. And I thought to myself, wow, this is really cool. We had 500 people come out. I hope we can do the same thing next year and make this an annual event. Right around the same time that I was having those thoughts, my mom turned to me and my dad and said something along the lines of, "This was great, now we need 50 of these all over the country." I laughed to myself at the seemingly unachievable thought, but pretty much as always, she was right. In 2015, we executed 55 9/11 Heroes Runs across the country and around the world. We brought out close to 50,000 people to remember September 11th and the men and women who defended us on that day and in the years since. I share with you these thoughts about my mom because it's important to understand where the Travis Manion Foundation comes from. We come from a place where the next big idea may seem incomprehensible to even wrap our heads around. But by no means will that stop us from trying. Our mission was clear at the beginning, but it was also a bit separate. We wanted to make sure that we were providing support to veterans and families of the fallen. And because of the character that Travis displayed from a young age all the way to the last day of his life, we also wanted to make sure that we played a part in shaping the next generation of leaders. What we didn't realize at the time was just how much these two went hand in hand. Think about this for a second. In World War II, 12% of the population served. Veterans were everywhere in our communities. They were our teachers, coaches, community leaders, and so on. They played a part in influencing the lives of the next generation, and this in turn led to the incredible long-term success of America. Fast forward to present day. Less than 1% of our population has served. Today, America has 15 times less veterans serving in their communities as role models, mentors, coaches, and leaders. But again, what may seem insurmountable to most is not to the Travis Manion Foundation. We have already begun to close that divide. Thanks to our amazing partnership with Johnson & Johnson, our Character Does Matter program has reached over 100,000 young adults. These students are taking with them the message that character can be put into action by serving in their own community. We've helped generate over 30,000 hours of community service where veterans, families of the fallen, and student leaders have joined together to make an impact. The veterans facilitating this work are being provided purpose, camaraderie, and a sense of belonging that most have not felt since leaving active duty. They again feel a part of something bigger than themselves, especially when they see the impact they're having on the next generation. There's a quote from Cicero that reads, "Within the character of the citizen lies the welfare of a nation." I believe that this speaks directly to what we are trying to accomplish at the Travis Manion Foundation. We are working every day to empower veterans and families of the fallen to be the leaders who activate, if not me, then who, in their own communities. We are putting these individuals in a position to inspire young adults and not only get involved, but to challenge themselves and their peers to lead the way. One individual who has gone above and beyond this call to action is here with us this evening. She has the unique distinction of being a veteran and the wife of a fallen hero. She is a presenter for the Travis Manion Foundation's Character Does Matter program. Her story of loss, finding her way, and now leading from the front is truly inspiring. Let's take a closer look now at the journey of Amber Baum.
Before character can be put into action, it must first be revealed within. Amber Baum's life, loss, and ultimate comeback after her husband, Sergeant Ryan Baum, was killed in a sniper attack is the story of her character in action.
When Ryan was killed, I was 9 months pregnant with Leia. She had never met her father. So every day for 4 years, it was just a story, it was just a name. I remember one day, Leia asked me, how do I love somebody I never met? And it broke my heart, and I didn't have an answer for her. Thank goodness the Travis Manion Foundation came into my life and gave me that answer, and that answer was through service. After their presentation, I remember going out into the hallway and falling on my knees and just crying, uncontrollably crying. They had just told me in 30 minutes what I had been so desperate to find the last 4 years. I immediately went to their table and signed up for anything and everything they had to offer. And then when they introduced their programs of service to me, my desire for service kind of blossomed into something that it never has been before. Within the boundaries of the Travis Manion Foundation, my service has sharpened beyond anything that I thought it could. When I joined the military, I did it because I thought it was the right thing to do, and I served happily and selflessly, and now I'm serving for the same exact reasons, but my strength in service is only solidified more because I see how I can help others and change others' lives for the better. I see how it's helped my life, changed my life for the better.
Honoring the fallen by challenging the living. This is now Amber Baum's mission. Living proof that if not me, then who isn't something you say, it's something you live. Today, a presenter of the Character Does Matter program, Amber's life epitomizes character in action.
This past spring, we had a service project at our local estuary center, and families and students came out to selflessly, take time out of their weekend when they could have been doing anything else, and they wanted to honor the fallen. Before we started in our project, I gave every single person that served a fallen soldier's name. And before we served, we got in that circle and I took a video of it, and every single person did a roll call of a fallen soldier or a fallen hero.
Specialist Jeffrey Bisson, KIA 2007. I
remember it was so amazing to see every single one of their legacies be carried out in that act of service that day. And to know that young people are going out and selflessly serving in honor of my late husband is nothing short of a miracle in growth and a miracle in healing. It has fundamentally transformed the way I grieve. It's no longer, I feel sorry for myself, I don't want to get out of bed today, it's too hard. It's motivation. These kids are going out and doing selfless acts of service because of a story they heard of a fallen soldier. And that's just when I feel that Ryan's honored the most, and that's the legacy that I want to leave of my husband.
As Amber continues to inspire tomorrow's leaders to live a life of service, the Travis Manion Foundation challenges each of us to find our character within and reveal it to the world through action.
Amber, could I have you just stand again for us, please, so we could recognize you? To see the amazing transformation that Amber experienced is a powerful example of how the Travis Manion Foundation continues to honor the fallen by challenging the living. Amber is truly an amazing individual, and I am in awe of how she pushes forward every day. But make no mistake, Amber represents this generation of veterans who continue to serve both in and out of uniform. She is the essence of what this night is all about. We need to look no further than our post-9/11 veterans to inspire and motivate the youth of today. This is not a new concept by any means. We as a country have been fortunate to have service members who proudly defend this nation and then return home to continue their commitment in different ways. But it's up to all of us to highlight these incredible stories of service that are happening right now, so future generations can themselves be inspired and continue the great American legacy of making a difference. And with my mom as an inspiration to always think big, no matter how hard the challenge, rest assured that the Travis Manion Foundation will lead the way. Thank you so much.